Today, we're going to show you how to replace your old, busted, in our case, really busted, OEM steering wheel in your Tesla Model Y and replace it with something like this. This right here is a brand new sport fully round steering wheel made by hansshow. This even has heated functions in it. We're going to not only check this one out in particular, but we're also going to show you how to install a new steering wheel in your Tesla Model Y. The install applies to whether you do something like this or if you want to go crazy and put in a yoke. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know some of you right now are sitting there saying, why in the world do I want to switch out my steering wheel? Well, honestly, because there could be a couple reasons. Number one, maybe you want to switch from the normal round wheel to the yoke wheel. You know, everybody's talking about the yoke wheel and how cool it is. Maybe you want to switch. Maybe you want to switch from the yoke wheel back to a round wheel. Or number three, maybe that stock OEM Tesla steering wheel, that's the normal round wheel, maybe it's not as durable as you thought it was. And actually, that's exactly what happened to us. All of a sudden, that vegan leather started to disintegrate, and well, our wheel's kind of falling apart at this point. Enter hansshow, which is where we picked up a new steering wheel. Now, we've done the yoke before. Matter of fact, if you haven't seen that video, I'll go ahead and I'll link it right here for you. We were actually one of the first ones to pick up the yoke back when it was first introduced, and we installed it in. However, Michelle wasn't really a big fan of the yoke. While this car is her daily driver, it made sense to kind of make it more comfortable for her, so we switched back to the original Tesla OEM. You can find some really nice, sporty ones that you can really design however you want. You can totally customize it, and they even have the heated steering wheel option from third-party vendors out there like hansshow. So let's head to the back of the car, check out the wheel, and check out the tools that you're gonna need. You can customize this however you want. This upper section here, from this seam to this seam, you can custom design it so it's Alcantara up here. You can custom design it so it's carbon fiber. You can custom design it so it's just normal leather. Same thing with this little stripe here in the middle, this center stripe. You can customize that to be a red color, a white color. Michelle kind of just wanted to go plain black all the way around. Now, it doesn't come with everything you need because there are some innards that we're going to need from the stock wheel that we're going to have to transfer over if you want to kind of go that route, but we'll explain more when we get there. They give you this little spoke here. This is to release the airbag on the current wheel, which is really nice to have. This is the new housing component for the chipset that enables the heating. And then they also give you a little removal tool. Now, that said, there are some extra tools that you're gonna need for the job. So let's check out what else is in our toolbox here that you're gonna need to get this job done. First, you're gonna want a trim removal tool. Next, I recommend having a pair of needle nose pliers. You're also gonna want a T20 Torx screwdriver and a T10 Torx screwdriver. Then you're also going to need a 10mm hex bit socket. Now, this is kind of, I guess, a little bit of the more unusual tool that not everybody will have. This is what we're going to need to actually release the nut that holds the steering wheel onto the column. So this is a pretty important one. And then obviously you're going to need some type of socket for it as well. However, I will recommend not only having a socket extension, but the bigger the bar that you can have, the more torque you're going to be able to get on it because that sucker is on tight. So we happen to have a breaker bar, so I'm going to be using that. If you just have a regular socket wrench, you don't have a giant breaker bar, that's okay. You can still get the job done. You just may want to use a pipe or something like that to get some extra leverage. So that's really all we need. This is pretty simple, and it really shouldn't take very long. Now, the first step in all of this is we got to take out the airbag, which is this center part here. Some people recommend disconnecting the power to the car altogether, but I also recommend disconnecting the 12-volt battery as well and making sure you disconnect all power. If you're going to take the extra steps to do it, make sure you're disconnecting all power. You don't actually have to do it. It's just kind of like an extra safety measure. I'm actually not going to do it this time. To get this out, it's very simple. Under the steering wheel, there are these little holes. There's one here, and there's one on the exact same side, same spot on the other side of the steering column. We're going to take this tool and we're going to simply shove it in that little hole, and you're going to press up, and this is going to release the clip that holds that holds this side in. Now there's 3 clips on here. There's one here, and there's one on the bottom. Once we release the top 2, we'll be able to kind of lean the bag back and it'll slide out from the bottom one. It's a lot more nerve-wracking than it actually is. It's very simple, and you'll hear it pop, and you'll see if you watch right here, when I press in, you'll see it just kind of pop up and it'll release. So we're just gonna kind of go in here and we release. See how it popped up? Right here. That side released. Now we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So now we got it released. You're just gonna gently pull it out, and then you'll see there's a wire right here. Right here, the yellow cable, that is the one attached to the airbag. These little tabs are where you gotta press down on. There's one up here and there's one on the bottom. You simply just press down on them and then pull out, and that will release. All right, so now the airbag comes off. It did take a little bit of finagling to get these tabs to both release and pull. I ended up using good old needle nose pliers. I just found it was easier to do it that way. When you press the horn in, these things touch the metal and then they complete the circuit and they make your horn go. So that's what these things are for. This is the nut that we're eventually gonna have to break to take this off. This is the power connector that connects these wheels and the heating function in order to be able to work. So we're gonna have to also disconnect this one. It's the same thing, 2 little pins right up here, right up here. We're gonna depress them and then we're gonna pull it out and that comes off. And then down here, this is where all the guts are for the control module that controls the heating element in if you have a heated steering wheel. Again, here's this really crappy, falling apart vegan leather. There's the top. Press, and it just pulls right out. Easier when you can use 2 hands. This is where we're gonna use our 10mm hex bit socket. It's gonna go right in here, and you're just going to try and loosen as best as you can. Now, from doing this before, the best way to do it if you're doing it by yourself is to kind of get your knees up to kind of hold the steering wheel in place as you get this ready to crank down on. You ready?
Success.
Dang. All right, so now we take this off. This comes out, and you can see, look how chunky monkey this bolt is. This is huge. I mean, it should be. This is what's holding your steering wheel to your steering column, but like, this bad boy is monstrous. Now it's just a matter of you grab it and you pull straight towards you. There are many people whose steering wheels are very tight when they're on, and it takes a lot of like wiggling to get it off. Ours, for whatever reason, goes on and off pretty easy. So like, I wiggle a little bit and it comes straight off. But that's all you're doing. Don't try to press up, don't try to press down. You literally have to press, you literally have to pull straight back towards you. First thing we have to do is we have to release the horn contact points. And to do that, we look on the back here. See these little tabs right here, that little black tab that's right there? There's 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. And each one has one on each side. You're just gonna push that in, and that's gonna release the inside of that. So I'm just gonna take the little tool that they gave me here. I'm gonna press that in, that releases that one. Press that one in. Now you'll notice the horn contacts, they move freely inside. Now we can move them out of the way because there's 4 T20 torque screws, and that's going to release this plate, this framework, this plastic framework with the wheels and everything else in the heating control. There's one right here, and there's one on the other side, same spot on the other side, and then the other 2 are down on the bottom, right there, and then the other one is right there, right by that wire. Now we can release it from the steering wheel. I mean, obviously you want to be very gentle with this. You kind of want to get underneath of it, and you just want to pry it up gently, and all those insides come out in one easy piece. We have to take out these 2 tiny screws here. These are the Torx T10. So we grab our T10. Now the control unit comes off, and we can get to the heating element. Plug, just plug this. So here's the unit. This is the control module. On this one, the full steering wheel, not a yoke, this is an exact replica of the original. So I have a feeling this is just gonna fit right in there. In fact, everything looks the same in here. So I think this is gonna be a really easy in and out swap. I just still gotta pull this out because I gotta get to the back side of it so I can mount it to the screws back here and then reconnect it. Which means back here, I gotta go ahead and I gotta release the little prongs again to release the horn component. Now we're loose, so now we just got to take the 4 screws out. Now in the hansshow one, they're not T20 screws like it was in the OEM. They actually just use Phillips, a regular Phillips screw. So it's a little bit easier, so I'm going to go ahead and use a Phillips screwdriver to release these. We can turn it over and see right here is where we're going to mount the control board, which is this. And I am hoping, and it looks like it's an exact fit. We're gonna put the T10 screws that we took out. We're gonna put these right in here. Control unit's in. Let's plug this bad boy back in, the main unit. There we go. And now we should be able to just put this right back. Now we go reverse order, so let's put the Phillips screws back in. So when putting this back together, just make sure these wires, make sure they're out of the way. So that way when you put this down, these aren't going to pinch behind these brackets. This one was originally sitting underneath, so it would have pinched it. So just make sure all these wires are out of the way. Now we got to push the horn components back in so they snap in. Turn it over after you're done just to make sure you see both snaps fully depressed again. Yes, yes, and yes. Now we got the wheel ready to go. So now we're just gonna line it back up, put it back in, put the nut back on, connect everything, and we should be back to normal. So the steering wheels have these two little things that stick out, right? Right here and right here. They line up to little spots right there. There's one right here, and then there's another one right over here. So it only goes in one way. So you can't like put it in like upside down by accident. It only allows you to put it on one way, which is really nice. So all you really do is you just line it up, and you kind of line up these two things to here. That gives you like your starting point, right? You kind of line it up, and then you'll feel those points that I mentioned before. You'll feel them kind of kick in, and then you just push in. Again, it's made to be really, really tight, so you might have to kind of rock it back and forth. Like mine didn't slide right in. Now we're set. Now we can go back to cranking our big chunky monkey screw. So you just put that right back in the hole. Can I have the breaker bar, please?
This one?
Yep. Thank you, sir. Really, honestly,
Camera boy.
so you just want to make sure you can get it as tight as you possibly can. There is an actual torque setting if you have a torque wrench. I will Google it and I will put it right down here for you if you happen to have a giant torque wrench that can handle that. And we're going to kind of put everything back. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to re-plug in our power, and we're going to give power back to this again. All right, so we got power. Now we saw our alert go off. So I'm going to just test. Yep, there's our volume, so that works. And then this, which one's this? Oh yeah, here's our like autopilot settings. So we're good. Both buttons are working fine. Now let's check the horn, make sure the horn works. Horn works. Now last but not least is the airbag, which is really simple. We just line up the pins, put the pins back in, and then we line it up and press it in. First start by plugging this back in. All right, that's back in. Then you line up the pins, and then you just press it in. Yep, all three clicked. The horn went, so we know the horn still works. There's your brand new steering wheel. What do you think, Michelle?
It looks great. I like over here too. It's, I don't know, the way that it's gripping. It's a nice grip. It's got like an indentation here. It's definitely heating up. Pretty nice steering wheel. It has a lot nicer features, I feel like, than the standard, what'd you call it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like here. I like the gripping here. I like the flat bottom here. And then this is the same.
I do like the carbon fiber too. And I mean, it does. It looks really, really nice.
I like it a lot.
Nice. Awesome. There you have it. It really is a really easy install. I mean, it took me, with filming this whole thing, about a little over an hour to do. Don't be intimidated by it. Now, the one that I just installed runs about $600 on Handshow's website. They have steering wheels, including the full round ones like we use. They have one that's Cybertruck inspired. It's kind of like an octagon shape. They have yokes. They range in price between like $400 all the way up to $700, depending on how you customize it and other options you add to it. And of course, we can hook you guys up with a little bit of a discount code as well. If you use code LockettTech at checkout, that'll save you 15% on whatever it is you buy from Handshow, not just steering wheels, but if you pick up anything else. I will throw a link to the one in particular that we bought, the full round one. I'll throw a link to that down in the description below in case you run into a problem where your vegan leather OEM one, well, if it just turns to poop. If you found this video helpful, whether it be from a review standpoint or from an install standpoint, please make sure to
smash that like button.
That's right. And if you have any questions for us about the install process or anything like that, hit us up down in the comments. We will see you in the comments down below. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to see the last video we just did, go ahead and click it. It's right above Mason's head. Right here. Real easy. Go ahead and click it. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and we'll see you in another one real soon.